I, 28M. Just found out the scope of my 28F girlfriend's credit card debt. My girlfriend and I have been together for 5 years, and she has never been good with money, but I didn't realize how bad it was. She has a decent job making roughly $19 per hour, but a month ago she started having 10% of her wages garnished because of not paying her taxes when she was a server. This was a mistake from when she was 21, and she claimed she tried to figure out how to pay them off a few years later and couldn't figure out how to. I don't hold this against her too much, however this brought to light a separate issue, the fact that she has almost $7,000 in credit card debt. She got the credit card 3-4 years ago when we were together, and I have absolutely no idea what she could have spent that money on. She doesn't have fancy clothes or purses, doesn't spend it on beauty services, hair, nails, etc. Doesn't go out with friends, we don't go out to eat often, and we split it or I pay. I'm not a high earner, but try to be frugal. This debt is almost double what my car is worth. I have zero idea how she managed to do this. On top of all this, she had a minor procedure, $1,000, a year ago, and I paid almost all of our bills for 6 months to help her pay that off. After she paid that off, she all but demanded we move into a larger apartment in our high-call city. It was only a jump from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom, but I was really against it because we could save a significant amount more money staying put. We end up moving into the bigger place and I instantly start having to pay all of our bills, not including rent, her cell phone, and her car payment. I have goals and plans and would like to start a side hustle with my savings, but I feel like I have become a slave to her debt. She has told me that she would like to be better with money, and I have tried to give her advice, told her of numerous books she could read, and have tried to include her on what plans or ideas I have for my savings. She listens to what I'm saying but has never acted on any of my advice, no matter how simple I try to make it. She talks about wanting a house, and wants to get married, but her poor relationship with money is becoming a deal-breaker for me. Should I stop paying our bills and start splitting them down the middle like we agreed? Should I stop trying to expect her to learn how to handle her money and cut my losses? Should I suck it up and help out until she digs herself out of this hole? I'm not sure what more I can or should do at this point. Thanks in advance. Too long did not read. My girlfriend is bad with her credit card and I don't know if I should continue helping her pay bills or cut my losses. Do you want to pay her bills for the rest of your life? If not, now's the time to stop. She's going to have to figure it out. Why would you pay for all of your girlfriend's bills without having a completely transparent view of her finances? And why are you capitulating to demands when she pays for nothing significant in your partnership? This sounds anything but a partnership if this is how you are sharing responsibilities. You need to take a stand, and how she reacts will be very telling to what she truly cares about, you or your money. $7,000 are rookie numbers. How about a new wife surprising you with her CC debt of $27,000 after getting married? That was me. She still is terrible with money. So $7,000 is not so bad in the big scheme of life. Do not take on her debt. Do not help her pay her bills. She needs to learn about budgeting, and now is the time for her to learn. Help her with the budgeting part, but do not pay her debt. She needs to take responsibility for her mistakes and she won't learn that at all if you pay off her debt. Make her do a damn budget. I don't understand how that would be difficult. This way she can see what she is earning versus bills that have to be paid and what is actually left over. 26F. I asked him, 35M, to get exclusive and he said no, so I left. I know I'm gonna be judged, but I met this man on Bumble. We spoke during 1 month, and then had sex 3 times, 1 night a week, and basically I asked him if we could see each other more often and to do different things, like outside activities, because I liked him and we both said from the beginning we were looking for a relationship, so I needed to know him outside of the bedroom. He said, yes, for sure, I'd like to. But may I ask to not rush things because I tend to attach too quick and get hurt. At the beginning I was like, yes, for sure. I don't want to rush neither, it takes time to know if you really like someone and it's different from attraction. But then I noticed something bothered me. I didn't ask for something very big, no commitment. Just more quality time, and him speaking about his past. I was like, oh man, I hope he's not the guy who will say he's too hurt to commit, so I talked about it to him. He said he was perfectly recovered from his ex and that he really wants to spend time together, but he said that he attached more doing outside activities than having sex. Long story short, I have met a bunch of men who are unable to commit, so I asked him to be exclusive. I said, okay, if you really like me. I am not comfortable with you sleeping with another girl while learning to know me. You always say you're so attracted to me and happy with me, so I needed to continue. It was also a way for me to see if my gut instinct was right, that he would end up being unable to commit whatever I do. And yes, he said he needed a lot of time to know if he really wanted to be exclusive with someone. I was hurt because we can see each other easily and the sex was very great. Don't know what he's looking for that could be better than losing me. So I said that I was not interested in something casual and left. He didn't even answered. I feel like I'm worth nothing. I can understand he's not functioning like me, but is there some men outside who could have accepted to be exclusive to discover their partner better? I'm a hopeless romantic. I can't imagine saying I met my loved one and he was having sex and looking for other women in the beginning. TDLR. I asked a man I slept with 3 times to get exclusive and he said no. Good call. Don't let it affect your self-esteem. Plenty of other fish in the sea. It's quite a common tactic to write that they look for a relationship to lure their victims in because the chances are better to meet women than saying that they just want to get laid. You dodged a bullet and you know more that you can trust your guts. It's okay to be a hopeless romantic and want you and only you. He obviously isn't on your wavelength and wanted something more casual. Nothing you done wrong here, just a difference of perspectives, needs. You'll find someone. There's a whole world of men out there who will treat you how you deserve. What you did seems sensible to me. I don't really much fancy the dating scene where you can fuck around until you are ready to get engaged. Yes, I'm exaggerating. Long story short, I have met a bunch of men who are unable to commit. Girl, I think you need to reconsider your standards. Lol. 30F. Want to buy a house but don't want to lose my boyfriend, 35M. I am a 30-year-old woman. Met this 35-year-old gentleman in January. I know it hasn't been that long, but we want to rent together soon, as I believe the best way of getting to know someone is to live with them. He lives in a house he bought with his ex. They broke up in February 2022, but the ex was refusing to sell initially. The house is on sale since last November but only had 1 viewing. The price is too much. The ex refuses to reduce the price and my boyfriend agrees as doesn't want to lose money. He is already losing money each month, however, as the ex doesn't pay her half. Now I'm in a position to buy a house on my own. At the minute I live near him in a very expensive area and I can't afford to buy here. I will need to move to a more affordable area and neither of us wants a long-distance relationship, so it will be the end of us. My rent is extortionate. I feel like I'm losing money by staying here and paying for my landlord's mortgage instead of mine. I tried to come up with alternatives such as moving into his house or him renting out his house or renting together where I pay the majority of the bills till the sale goes through, but he wasn't keen on any of my ideas. He wasn't finding excuses, he genuinely had good enough reasons, but I feel like he will need to bite the bullet if he really loves me as much as he says he does. I love this man, but his recent comment about losing money made me think I need to look out for myself same way he is looking out for himself. No idea what to do. Stay put and keep paying extortionate rent for the sake of the potential of the relationship, or end it and buy a house elsewhere. Too long did not read. Boyfriend is struggling to sell his house, makes it impossible for us to move on with our lives together. I don't know whether I should just buy a house myself and end the relationship. Buy a house, he needs to figure his ex situation. If relationship falls apart from a bit of distance, there was nothing to keep to begin with. Take care of yourself first. He's not as into living with you as you are with him. Do what's best for you because he's doing what's best for him. Under no circumstances should you have him move in with you and you pay the majority of the bills. Look, I get it. You love him. But ultimately you must take care of yourself, just like you said. You want to buy your own place and you should do it. You are exactly right that you are currently paying the landlord's mortgage. If this relationship is meant to be, it will be. You suggested some ideas to BF, and he didn't like them, but none of those ideas you suggested would further your financial stability. Moving in with him, you would no doubt be expected to pay rent toward his mortgage. So, please take care of you. Seems like not losing money on the house is more important than living with, making a life with you. Buy you home. Don't hold back your life for a man that is still tied to his ex. My M28 girlfriend, F23, wants a poly relationship. How do I navigate a poly relationship? My girlfriend is pushing for it pretty hard lately. It's almost a daily conversation. She has a crush on a guy friend and wants to pursue it. I'm not a fan of this and explained that I did not have an interest in poly. I don't have any other on my mind. Nor do I have the desire to go out and find a new relationship. Breaking up is not an option. We have a 2-year-old and she says I'm her main partner still. How do I go about this? TLDR. GF wants Pali, I do not. Update. It's looking like it's the end. Earlier today she sent me a screenshot of his long messages about his feelings for her and how they were talking about it recently and how he hoped he was with her often and how she thinks she would be better off with him. Then she got upset I don't talk to her like that anymore, as well as tell me I ruined her passions and hobbies because other people I dated did similar things. She looked up my exes and their social posts at one point and asked me about everything. Obviously I answered honestly. I simply apologize for not being able to make her happy or fix myself appropriately to how it was needed to make her happy, and haven't answered her messages since. I guess being a newish dad, and loving my son a lot, and being from a broken family originally, that I have been afraid of losing my son. I know I probably will be giving at least 50-50 custody. But if she moves like she's planned to in case of breaking up, I'm afraid I won't be able to follow him to stay in his life. I guess I've been letting this be my driving factor to be allowed to be treated as a last option and a less than person in the household. Here's to the shitshow that's definitely gonna happen. Breaking up definitely should be an option. To have an open relationship, both have to enthusiastically want it. She just wants your permission to pursue other men. And if you don't, I wouldn't be surprised if she still pursued him. It's over whether you want to believe it or not. It was over the second she said she wants to pursue another man. How do I go about this? XGF. It's already over. I am all for Pali, but it has to be mutual. Time to end it and move on. You do understand that just because she says breaking up isn't an option doesn't make it true, don't you? You can literally leave her whenever you want. As someone who is Pali, I am telling you to just leave. She doesn't care how you feel. She wants to have her cake and eat it too. You need to draw a thick line in the sand here. That is a boundary that you are absolutely not okay with her crossing, or else you will be leaving the relationship.